Okay.
Okay, we're live, are we? Good morning. I would like to call this May 20th Board of Commissioners meeting to order, please. Can we stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Look for a motion to approve the reading of the last minutes, last meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, so moved. Opportunity for the public to address the board, agenda items only. Any questions, Ms. Hart?
No.
Okay. Resolutions 20-00115. Approving.
Mr. Commissioner, can we go back? Tracy, was there one email that was received this morning?
We received an email asking us to pull something, but it wasn't necessarily a question.
Okay. And I can speak to that. That's with regards to the resolution and potential awarding of the bid for the HVAC work up on the fourth floor of the Lackawanna County Government Center. And I can just indicate at this point that the commissioners, after performing their investigation and due diligence, as they do in awarding any bid, have reviewed all the relevant materials and are in a position today to make a decision with regards to that resolution. And they will do so at the appropriate time when that resolution is brought to the floor for consideration and a vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Ms. Hart?
That's all.
Okay. Resolution approving accounts payable.
Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County General Fund, numbers 302299-303156, inclusive, totaling $4,665,970.83. Electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $5,342,096.56, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020.
Okay. Do I have a motion approving the payables?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. Any objections?
Nope.
Okay. Resolution 20-0107.
Accepting an audit engagement letter. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept the audit engagement letter from Michael Barbetti, LLC, Dunmore, to perform the drug and alcohol audit for the year ended December 31st, 2019, to at no cost to exceed $12,000. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Here to speak on that is Director Durkin, Barbara Durkin.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Barbara.
You're all doing well today. We're handling the audit engagement letter first, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I missed the beginning part of that. So I'm here to present our request. I'm Barbara Durkin. I'm the director of the Lackawanna Susquehanna Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs. And we are looking to enter into an audit with Michael A. Barbetti, Certified Public Accountants, for our calendar year 2019 audit. This is pretty straightforward. There was a letter for the commissioners to sign. We've been working with Barbetti for a number of years on our audit and are just looking to move forward with that at this point. Happy to entertain any questions if there are any.
Any questions for Barbara?
I don't have any questions, Chair.
No? Okay.
Nope.
Entertain a motion for the resolution 20-0107.
I'll make the motion to accept that.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye. So moved. Resolution 20-0108.
Approving the providers for the Office of Drug and Alcohol. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the provider agreement list of inpatient and outpatient treatment for the Department of Human Services, Lackawanna, Susquehanna's Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs for the fiscal year 2020 to 2021, as attached here to, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Ms. Durkin will also speak on this, Commissioners.
Perfect. Thank you. My office is requesting the adoption of our 2020-2021 fiscal year provider contracts. We've included a contract summary, which goes over all of the providers that we are looking to contract with for the fiscal year. As noted, there's a slew of inpatient providers, detox providers, medication-assisted treatment providers, prevention providers, and other community-based providers that are attached here, along with their proposed daily rates or weekly rates, depending on the service. Other than the addition of a couple new providers this year, there's nothing different from previous years. Because we are a joinder, we do need to get both Lackawanna County and Susquehanna County to approve the contracts before we can start doing business with the new providers in July of this year. So I'm just requesting your support of our contracts, and I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Any questions for Barbara?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Accept the motion approving the resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Resolution 20-0109.
Approving the submission of the DCED Emergency Solutions Grant. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna does hereby authorize the filing of a proposal for funds with the Department of Community and Economic Development, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Whereas the Homeless Emergency Assistance and Rapid Transition to Housing Act of 2009, enacted into law on May 20th, 2009, authorized the Emergency Solutions Grant Program. And whereas the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, through the Department of Community and Economic Development, has received Emergency Solutions Grant Program funds and is making these funds available to units of local governments for eligible homeless services. And whereas the County of Lackawanna desires to submit an application to DCED for Emergency Solutions Grant Program funds to provide homeless services, or on behalf of other entities to provide homeless services. Now, therefore, be it resolved, and it is hereby resolved by the County of Lackawanna that, 1, the proposed project for homeless prevention to be funded by a grant from the Pennsylvania Emergency Solutions Grant Program meet the ESG interim rule requirements at 24 CFR 576 are eligible and approved. 2, the County of Lackawanna is authorized and directed to execute an Emergency Solutions Grant Program application in the amount of approximately $600,000 to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. 3, the County of Lackawanna will assume the responsibility for securing the required matching amount of project funds or request a waiver of match funds to DCED. Match has been waived per DCED. 4, the County of Lackawanna will reimburse the Commonwealth for any expenditure found to be ineligible. 5, the County of Lackawanna is authorized to provide such assurances, certificates, and supplemental data or revised data that DCED may request in connection with the application. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Here to speak on that, Mr. Chairman, is Peg Picotti.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is just a standard resolution stating that Lackawanna County is submitting an emergency service grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development in the amount of approximately $600,000 for a proposed project for homeless prevention due to COVID. So it's just standard procedure.
Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Picotti?
No.
No? Okay. Accept the motion on the resolution.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Ms. Picotti.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Aye.
Resolution 20-0110.
Certifying matching state funds to the County of Lackawanna Transit System. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby resolve and certify that it will provide to the County of Lackawanna Transit System, quotes, local funds in the amount of $797,033 to match state funds provided pursuant to 74 PA CS Section 1513 in the fiscal year 2020 to 2021. Furthermore, the Board of Commissioners resolves and certifies that the required amount of local matching funds will be provided no later than the end of the state fiscal year, June 30th, 2021. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Here to speak on that is the Executive Director of Colts, Mr. Robert Fume.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is a standard resolution we come to you every year with. It's part of an operating grant. So it's required as part of our submission for our operating grant to PennDOT. And what it is the local match that the County of Lackawanna has provided us for years, required under Act 89 of Pennsylvania legislation, which matches our Colts operating money. So under the law, the local match goes up to 50. We're at about 11.5% now. It's going to go up to 15% over the next couple of years. So Lackawanna County matches our operating money, which we receive from PennDOT, which is roughly now $7.5 million. We get a year from PennDOT for operating. So this is the required local match, and we come to the county every year for this, for your approval, and then we'll submit this to PennDOT with our application for our money.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Fume?
No.
Nope, I just hope we get buses filled back up again soon.
I hope so too. I think so. And we have a strategy to ease back into hopefully a new norm. We are taking this opportunity during this COVID to restructure our routes. We are going to cut out some antiquated routes. We're adding service to some industrial parks. We're going to be combining. We're going to have it's going to be a new norm for us. It's going to be a new service plan, and we're going to introduce some micro transit into that and some demand response in areas where we really don't have a lot of ridership, so we can't afford to put a regular bus there. We will still provide some sort of service. So it's going to look good. It's going to save us money, and it's going to serve the residents of Lackawanna County even better.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. We need to get more service into the industrial parks.
Yeah, that's exactly part of it. Yes.
And we have to resume our conversation with combining with Luzerne County to at least see where that's going.
Sure. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions for Mr. Fume?
No.
Okay. Accept the resolution on a motion on this resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so moved. Resolution 20-01111.
Entering into an agreement for the Office of Youth and Family Services, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a purchase of service agreement for the Office of Youth and Family Services and Juvenile Probation with Presley Ridge, Pittsburgh, for the fiscal year 2019 to 2020. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Here to speak on that is Director Bill Browning.
Morning, Bill. Good morning, Bill.
His audio's not connecting.
Tracy, I don't think he knows that he can't be heard.
I'm calling him.
You're still connecting, Bill.
again. Go on.
All right.
There it is.
Is better?
Better.
You're good, Bill. You're gonna have to start again, though.
I'll get it right one of these times, I promise.
Okay.
No problem.
Hopefully by the time you get it right, this will be over.
I hope so.
Me too.
All right. So as I was saying to myself, this is a contract with a facility that deals with extreme behavioral issues for youth. We have one child in placement. It's primarily Medicaid funded, and this would cover any expenses that are outside of the Medicaid.
And this pertains to only one particular case, is that correct?
Correct. We actually lead the state in not using residential facilities. So when we do use them, it's because of extreme behavioral problems. This child has been rejected by every facility in the state.
And does anyone have any questions for Mr. Browning?
No.
No. Okay. Motion on this resolution?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Okay.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 200112.
Authorizing the Lackawanna County Voca grant. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the submission of a grant by the District Attorney's Office to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for the Lackawanna County Victims of Crime Act Voca grant in the amount of $261,010, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Here to speak on that is District Attorney Mark Powell.
Hello, everybody. I have a request to pass a resolution to approve our Voca grant, which we previously had and had to reapply for past the time frame. So it is an existing grant in the amount of $261,000, and I hereby am asking for approval of 20-0112.
Anyone have any questions for District Attorney Powell?
I don't.
Okay. Accept the motion authorizing on this resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Mr. Powell.
Thank you.
Resolution 200113.
Authorizing the Pennsylvania Start Messaging Campaign Grant. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the submission of a grant by the District Attorney's Office to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for the Pennsylvania Start Messaging Campaign Grant, with funding provided up to $102,000 in federal state opioid response funds. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Once again, here is District Attorney Mark Powell.
This is a request for an application. It has not been approved as of yet. We are applying for the grant, but because of the time frame constraints, we have to have a written signed application in advance, which is a little different than some of the prior applications. So I hereby request permission to submit the grant by resolution 20-0113 for a grant in the amount of $102,000 to fight the opioid crisis.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Powell?
No.
Okay. Accept a resolution or a motion accepting, approving this resolution.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Powell.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a great day, Mark. Thank you.
Yep. Resolution 200106.
Accepting the proposal submitted by SCE Environmental. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby accept and ratify the proposal submitted by SCE Environmental Group for the COVID-19 disinfection response for the Lackawanna County Prison, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on May 20th, 2020. Here to speak on that, sir, is Commissioners is Director Wexler.
Good morning, everyone. My title says Kathy Wexler, but
Yes, it does.
it's Joe Wexler. You can rest assured that it's me. As Chief of Staff Jeffers said, last month we had the opportunity, we had to do some COVID cleaning at the county prison. So we went out and contacted 5 companies that conduct this type of work. The low bidder was SCE, and they came in with a cost that was the lowest. And in addition, they offered to do the work for gratis for Lackawanna County. The cleaning was completed by a certified team on April 17th.
And we have had no issues since then, have we, Mr. Jeffers? No?
No, there's been no opportunity for other opportunities for any cleaning.
Okay, all right. Anyone else have any questions for Kathy Wexler?
Well, I just want, definitely say thank you to them for doing that for no charge to us. I know they did it for Luzerne County as well, so that was pretty darn nice of them. The only thing that I think, just to cover ourselves is, we should still have some sort of a signed contract with them that they did it, even though it was for no charge. So
I believe that's why we have this on the agenda today. Is that correct, Mr. Jeffers?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I'll accept the motion on that resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 20-0114.
Yes, Commissioners. The appointment to the Workforce Development Board. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby appoint the following individual to the Workforce Development Board. Dr. Jill A. Murray, Lackawanna College Executive Vice President and CIO. Term to begin immediately and expire on May 31st, 2022. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County, held on May 20th, 2020. Commissioners, I could speak on this. We put out the nomination. The Workforce Board requires someone from the educational field to be on it. This is Dr. Murray's first time being put on the Workforce Development Board. We waited until it was okayed by the Board of Trustees over at Lackawanna College. They gave their blessing, and we, with your approval today, will be welcoming Dr. Murray to the Workforce Development Board.
Okay. Great. I have a motion on the resolution.
I'll make a motion. That'll be definitely a good addition to our board.
Good.
I'll second.
Okay, on the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on, motion 20-0116.
Motion to award the Lackawanna County Government Center 4th floor mechanical renovations HVAC to the lowest, most responsible bidder at Mcclure Company for $44,350. Here to speak on that is Attorney Ruggiero.
Actually, Dave John.
Dave Johns, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay, Chief Jeffers. I'd let Mr. Johns speak first, and then certainly I can add to his.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Commissioners. So this project is to replace a mechanical unit, a heat pump on the 4th floor. It basically serves CYS and Area Agency on Aging. It's a water source heat pump, and this particular unit was original to the 1998 renovations in the building. So it has age to it, and it's beyond its useful life. We've determined that the lowest responsible bidder is Mcclure Company at $44,350.
And timing is an issue with this particular case because summer's coming quickly and they have a lead time of approximately 9 weeks, I understand.
You are correct, Commissioner. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else have any questions for Mr. John?
No.
Okay.
Commissioners, if I may.
Commissioners, if I may, as controller, my office receives and opens all sealed bids for work over $21,000. And as Attorney Ruggiero stated earlier, the commissioners have the sole right to determine the most responsible bidder. I just want to point out that the contract is not going to the apparent lowest bidder. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I can speak to that as well, Commissioners. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Notarianni. Controller DeBilio and I did have a discussion, and he is correct with regards to this particular bid not going to the lowest bidder per dollars, but that does not equate, of course, to that being essentially the lowest responsible bidder. And that is the standard by which you as commissioners and a responsible board must award the bid. The basic premise, as we know, from which we all start, is that the minimum base amount, any contracts in excess of $21,000 must be placed out for competitive bid to the lowest responsible bidder. The term responsiveness within the context of lowest responsible bidder is a subjective determination that must be made by the municipality and its decision makers prior to awarding the bid. Where a full investigation discloses a substantial reason that appeals to the sound discretion of you as a board of commissioners, you may award a contract to one who is not, in dollars, the lowest bidder, which will be upheld presuming that the Board of Commissioners use their sound discretion based upon knowledge of the real situation gained after their careful investigation. You as a Board of Commissioners have discretionary powers in performing your functions, and ordinarily courts will not interrupt or interfere with those decisions if it's based on sound reasoning and a complete understanding of the facts. Though the commissioners, you as a board, are not bound in law to contract to the lowest bidder who might be irresponsible, you are bound to investigate, and if the bidder measured up to the law's requirements as a responsible party, then you should go ahead and award that bid. If your investigation determines that that bid does not rise to the level of being considered the lowest responsible bidder, then you should not award that contract to that bidder, even if they are the lowest bidder in dollars. So based upon my understanding of the commissioner's due diligence in this regard, which included a thorough investigation, a discussion with our engineer, Mr. Johns, and his firm, as well as a discussion with Quandel and our construction managers with regards to this contract and prior contracts, the commissioners have made a determination and are in a position today to render a decision after careful consideration and after undertaking a sound or a thorough investigation leading to their decision making today.
Okay. Does anyone have any other questions for Mr. Johns or Mr. Ruggiero?
No.
Okay, thank you. I would look for a motion or a motion to approve the motion 200116.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Opportunity for the public to address the board.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Johns.
Good day.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks.
Any questions from the public?
No, we have not.
Okay. Commissioners, other business?
Oh, yes. Okay, a couple things. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're in May. So the whole point of that is to try to break through the stigma associated with mental health issues. Our HR department wanted to let the public know that there is a crisis hotline. It's the PA crisis text line, actually. You text PA to 741-741 to connect with a trained crisis counselor who specializes with anxiety, depression, and coping skills. It's especially important during this pandemic when people are struggling and may not have the medical treatment at their fingertips that they normally would. So if anybody knows anyone who's suffering with any type of mental health illness, reach out and either try to get them help or try to get help for them. Just don't ignore it, because mental health issues are very serious and very rampant during this time. And then secondly, on a more positive note, I'm having another blood drive. It's the third one, because they're still in need and they've been very successful. So they asked to team up again. So we're going to do it. It's going to be on Thursday, June 18th at 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And it's going to be at the stadium again at PNC Field. It's a really nice location, tons of space. So please call, make your appointments, and let's make this third one also successful. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Chermak?
Yes. Well, hopefully not only blood drives, we'll get back to baseball games soon too.
I didn't realize how beautiful it was up there until I was up there.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Things I just wanted to say is, this pandemic has just been really off the charts for everyone. Recently I asked our local businesses to get me action plans on how they would responsibly and safely open their businesses. We can't just say we want to open. The response I got was overwhelming. I probably have 30 individual action plans that fit each and every business that that they would do on their own. I forwarded all these plans to the governor and other state officials. I am strongly encouraging the governor to approve these plans and allow these businesses to open. These people are smart. They know how they can operate their business safely and responsibly. We've learned now washing our hands, wearing masks, distancing, limiting the amount of people in one space at a time. They're easy things that can be done. We can go to the grocery stores. They're jam-packed with people. Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. They're in there. People are, they're not as far apart as they should be, but there's a lot of people there, but they're wearing masks, most everybody. People are using hand sanitizer. We're functioning. My opinion is there's no reason whatsoever that all businesses can't operate and operate safely and responsibly. So, I'd like to get a haircut. My wife is taking care of mine right now, but these people are trained in communicable diseases. There's no reason you can't go look at a car in a showroom around a lot, schedule an appointment. It doesn't make sense to me. You can't go to a jewelry store. It's just, I know these guys can operate safely and responsibly. We can do it. This financial devastation is like going to be, it's like a meteor screaming towards us right now. And it goes to show you, we with our economic development, with the grant program that Brenda put out and launched the other day. The response was overwhelming. It crashed our server. It just goes to show you how desperate people are right now. So I just urge the governor to really take a look at this. We've learned a lot since the beginning. We've learned that it's affecting the elderly, and we got to protect them. We got to protect, the ones that are most at risk. We can do it responsibly. We can get back to work responsibly. This financial devastation is going to last for years, and it's crippling people. So, like I said, I'm urging the governor to look at this and to make some adjustments, and we need to move on from there. So, thank you.
Thank you. We have Commissioner Chermak put it on Facebook. I don't do the social media thing, but I have had meetings with small groups of business people throughout the city on a regular basis. And it's the same story. They feel that they can open safely. And I agree with them. The governor vetoed 3 bills from the state and the House and then Senate that would have allowed counties to make decisions regarding our business is opening in Lackawanna County. It got to the point where the state reps and some of the state senators, and they decided that it was a good idea, and the governor decided he was going to veto it. We have to continue to be diligent in encouraging the governor to let us get going. Let our businesses open, let them deal with it accordingly, and let people be responsible for their own actions. And hopefully, of course, you're going to find the individual that's not going to follow the rules, but that's the life that we live. But I think most business owners are smart enough and concerned enough about their own businesses that they don't want their employees getting sick or themselves getting sick. So they would. And I think they can be more socially responsible than some of the bigger places that are allowed to be open. It is not something that I think the governor quite understands what's happening on the ground, and if he does, I think he would react differently. If he does understand, and he's still going through with this, I don't see it. I don't see the reasoning for it. But all we can do is continue to do what we're doing. We can't disregard the state orders without some consequences. At some point, I think people are going to begin to disregard them. And I think that's when we start to get into some social unrest, which will only make the matters worse. They want us to flatten. First, it was flatten the curve. Well, we did flatten the curve. It's not as flat as it could be in some, as they'd like in some places, but there are, like anything else, extenuating circumstances. We have a huge elderly population, and we have many more hospitals in a lot of locations, and we have more nursing homes. So people come here after they're sick, and it happens. So for us to actually get to their thresholds is going to be very, very difficult. And I don't think our people, our businesses in Lackawanna County can afford to wait that long. Again, the devastation, like Chris said, the devastation is going to be fiscally unbearable for many, many, many small businesses. I hope they reconsider. All right, on that note,
Mr. Chairman, if I may, real quick, I think what all the commissioners have touched on today should be noted also, that the fact that our small business program that Brenda rolled out crashed our website on Monday.
Yeah. And it crashed it in an hour.
And really within the first couple of minutes. I mean, we had 11,000 hits on the website on Sunday after the article was read. So, we can't actually come up with the real number of how many people tried to access the website on Monday morning at 9 o'clock. But it was so overwhelming that it crashed our network services to the point where we had to be pushed to another server, and it took about 8 hours. The program is still up and running at this moment in time. It's probably going to come down either later today or tomorrow, just because of the amount of applications that Brenda and her staff are going through. But it shows how many people are in desperate need of help, especially in the small business community, to get back up off the ground. Just 100 grants, which is money that they had left over from the Economic Development Department, has served to show a huge wake up for everyone, especially in Harrisburg and around the area here, that people are in dire needs.
Dire needs. Okay. On that note, look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Stay safe.
Yes, everyone be safe.